Alright, let's take a look at your default weapons which you can set for your custom loadouts. There are 5 primary weapons and 3 secondary pistols. Your frag grenades are always standard for any loadout and have no customized option. And a reminder as mentioned in the guide intro video, the gold primary default weapons come from the Executive Package DLC code that comes inside new copies of the game. I will speak about the weapons as if they are already fully upgraded. Starting with my favorite gun in the game, the Kusanagi ACR-10 is the most well-rounded and best default gun. It has a 32 round magazine and deals high damage, able to gib enemy limbs. If handled right, you can take out 5 or more enemies in a single magazine in full auto. It's good at close to long range. It also has the ability to penetrate through surfaces in its alternate semi-fire setting. You can really handle a crowd of enemies when switching from full auto firing down the side of the weapon with a red dot sight or scope semi-fire mode. The gun does the same amount of damage in both modes. Besides how it performs, I like to keep this in my default loadout since only Aspari enemies use this gun, and certain weapon lockers will randomly have it. My next favorite, and also one of the best performing guns, is the CQ-11 shotgun. This gun is most commonly found in every stage by all enemies, and typically early on. This is why I trade my pistol for it once I find one. The CQ-11 packs 12 shots before reloading and deals high damage to all enemies, blowing them apart. Make this your go-to gun when attacking armored enemies and agents. The secondary fire mode makes a single shot an explosive round. This is mostly just good for standard weaker enemies, whether in a crowd for group kills or stray ones. The explosive shot is also good at long range attack. Treat it as a sniper round without the scope to kill enemies high up on buildings if you must. And for a little explosive round fun at a faster rate, keep only one round in the chamber and fire away. You break the reload animation for faster firing of the secondary mode. Here's some tips for finding the CQ-11 right away in stages. The very first enemies you encounter in Colorado, China, and New England have the CQ-11. The other stages do as well, but the enemies will have a random mix of weapons. Argentina specifically, you won't see a CQ-11 until the elevator doors open and release enemies. 1 to 4 shotguns can then be dropped and found. In the past with a group of friends, it was always a race to pick them up first. The TAR-39 is a common assault rifle dropped by both Eurocorp, Cayman soldiers, and the unnamed enemies in Northern Territories. Sorry to interrupt, I'm updating this video months later after replaying the campaign, which states they are TWB resistance fighters. Carry on. The TAR-39 holds a 50 round magazine and does good damage to enemies. It's a little weaker than the Kusanagi and is more close to mid-range with its red dot scope. Its alternate fire is a grenade launcher. This grenade launcher can't be refilled from ammo boxes, only from dropped TAR-39 weapons or those found on tables and in weapon lockers. The Kusanagi HSR-6 is the only sniper rifle in the game. It has an 8 round mag and does high damage while having fast semi-auto fire rate. It has a low appearance rate compared to other guns. Only snipers in most stages will have one, but may not always drop it down to you when they die, and few weapon lockers have it. Like its cousin assault rifle, it too can fire down the side of the weapon with a red dot sight. This is the gun's alternate fire mode. Unlike popular belief, this gun does not have bullet penetration from the start. That still needs to be an upgrade. I only recommend this gun when starting the co-op as its damage is high and you don't need to worry about assault rifle recoil and their low damage and bullet count. Once the Kusanagi ACR-10 assault rifle is upgraded, I would switch to that and not look back. The 8-shot magazine isn't as ideal when swarmed with enemies or heavy types. The only submachine gun, the UMK Mark IV, is very commonly found by Eurocorp, Cayman, Police, and Northern Territories enemies. Its 80 round magazine helps make up for its lack of damage. That's enough bullets to still handle multiple enemies at once. Its alternate feature is to equip a silencer, which appears to be just for effect. The UMK is the only primary weapon that can be fired while carrying a briefcase. All 3 pistols are the only other guns that can do this. The first pistol, which I prefer, as it's fun to use as a machine pistol sidearm, is the APP-3. Its 26 round magazine and 3-shot burst alternate fire mode doubles its potential. You can drop enemies fast and the burst recoil favors headshots. It feels just right for the damage it does. Next is the Razorback M786. It holds 10 rounds and is one of the 2 pistols capable of blowing enemies apart. 1 to 3 rounds is enough to kill enemies on normal. The fire rate is decent for a revolver. Each shot is also able to give the enemy a pushback effect. One thing I don't like about this pistol is the slow equipping animation when you switch to it. And the last default loadout weapon is the Bullhammer Mark II revolver. This 6 round pistol is the most powerful and can kill enemies with 1 shot, but most likely 2 on normal difficulty. The Bullhammer will also shoot enemies to bits and, like the Razorback, also causes a pushback effect on enemies. Lastly, the C2 frag grenade is always part of your kit. It deals a great amount of damage and is perfect for clearing groups or hidden by cover enemies. You equip them by holding the weapon switch button and can acquire more only from breached enemy grenades laying on the ground. When fighting enemy agent squads, they will breach your grenades, making them ineffective. You can only carry 4 grenades at a time. That's all for the default loadout weapons. The next video will cover the rest of the weapons in the game. Those can only be obtained within missions. Thanks again for checking this out.